Yo, what's going on guys? Cool here, welcome back to another episode of the Misfits SMP. This is episode number 5? I want to say 5. And today we're going to be doing some bee-related stuff, and I'm really excited for this. I've been waiting a long time, and I think finally the day has come. So as you can see, in my base, I use a lot of beehives. When I say a lot, these things are expensive, needing 3 honeycomb each, which is like 20 minutes for one bee to do that. It's ridiculous. So, when I've been making this base so far, making the floor specifically, I've had to wait a long time. And that is why we're going to be making a bee farm, because this block is an amazing floor block. I'm really in love with it. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. So it's been a while in between episodes. I think you guys are due a bit of a catch-up. But before we do that, a quick word from today's sponsor. Me! For those who don't know, I've been working on a new series which comprehensively covers every redstone component in short videos. If redstone is something you've wanted to learn, then consider checking out this series, as so far we have covered redstone dust, repeaters, comparators, hoppers, and we've still got loads to cover. If this sounds interesting to you, check out the playlist on my channel or in the iCard up there. Thanks for listening. Now, back to the video. So first of all, one of the biggest things to know is, of course, the cliff progress. You can see this now goes all the way around and even connects up over here, where I've been doing a little bit of work with the blending. Still a lot of attention needs, especially in this area here. But yeah, you can see so far we've made some really good progress. So as for the bee farm, I'm pretty sure here is a really good place, and I can even toggle the schematic right now. And you can see, there we go. That thing is going to be pretty monstrous, and it should really fill out the base quite nicely. So in between episodes, I've been working on this vault, and you may notice we haven't got any diamonds left in our diamond box. That is because we've now got this vault down here. This is just below my cliff. We're going to have a nice tropical area over here on this island, and there is going to be a massive vault below. So officially now, there is a keycard door here. You put the keycard in, and the door will open. And inside here, of course, is where all of my diamonds have been going. And it is nothing but a massive flex every time I walk in here. It really makes me smile. This door is amazing. Credit goes to Soul Banished on YouTube. I've been following that guy for so long now, and every creation he's made is phenomenal. So big shout out to Soul Banished, and yeah, that's the vault. To close it up, I just have to press the button, and that's pretty cool. Other parts of my base that I've been working on then include the villager trading hall. You can see I've got a load more villagers in here, all cured up and stuff. We've got everything labelled nicely too. And of course we have now got the brand new addition down here of the golden carrot trading hall specifically. This is under the base, as you can see. It's one of my favourite new areas, but it still is on the order of a little bit of tidying. And of course we've still got this lovely exit over here. Sadly, the Nether Hub hasn't had any more treatment since the last episode, but hopefully we'll get that done soon. All we need to do is raise this concrete up and then have the big Misfits M put on the ceiling, and then that thing will be completely done and completely safe. Of course, the floor still needs the big map being built. We need to work on the shopping district before we can actually build a map of it, So that is why we're waiting to do that. The shopping district itself, you can see, hasn't changed much. However, we have now got this amazing new shop built by Bless Him Curse Him. Did an amazing job of replicating a Guardian farm here, or a Guardian temple. And inside, you may be able to guess what he might be selling. It's of course all of this good stuff. However, dude, it's a bit pricey, 4 diamonds per stack of sea lanterns. I don't think I'll be buying too many. I would rather spend the time in the Guardian farm of my own. But of course, aside from that, we haven't really got much done. I did build this. Here is a quick time-lapse of it being built. And inside, you can see it's kind of beautiful. I really do love this place. I'm very proud of it. And of course, I do sell beacons. Every beacon does come with some iron, so it is a full beacon that you get. It's not just a beacon block. In here as well, we also sell a bunch of witherheads, and I don't think people are really too aware of this shop. If they are, then I might have to just take the prices down a bit. So since last episode, peeps, we have lost a bunch of members. I say lost, we kicked them, because some of these people hadn't been on in over 2 weeks, if not a month. So we are now a very, very small community. Now, just on my way back to the base, we're going to get on with the resource gathering for this beautiful bee farm. And for you, though, once again, it is time-lapse time, so grab your drink, grab your snacks, your popcorn, all that good stuff, and you should be hearing the music. Let's go! Alrighty peeps, that is the time lapse. That is as much as we can do. I hope you enjoyed that. It's been a while since we've done one of these episodes and one of these time lapses. But we are here inside almost a complete build. So you saw in the time lapse, right, we've got the up part done, which is all the way up there. We've got this part, which is kind of done. Now, there is some things in this place that we couldn't actually get done today. And that is because we need bees to actually produce the materials, right? If I pull up the schematic real quick, you'll see the entire floor here is made out of beehives. And we need honeycomb to do that. So I thought, hey, let's just get this place up and running and functional, and then we can worry about the rest of the build. So as you see now, I'm just putting in the final things, and then we can actually start getting the bees in place and getting the farm up and running. So around the base, you may notice that we've got a lot of elevators that all use the same bubble column technology. Ever since 1.13, when this came out, I've been kind of obsessed with it. I like to use this magma stuff to get down all the time. However, I realized that the time it takes to fall versus the time it takes to drop is quite a difference, right? You see that? Instead of doing a down elevator, what I think I'm going to do is actually just do a fall. And using our lovely book on the server, we can look at an armor stand and use this beautiful book, courtesy of Vanilla Tweaks, to make this thing invisible. And actually, we're going to try and use some blackstone stairs or something similar. We need a bit more contrast on this wall here, is what I'm saying. Alright, we're going to try this again, but with blackstone this time. So we said that was going to be our up, this one's going to be our down. And if we just do a little bit of this, we should see that, yeah, that looks a lot better, right? Such a neat little thing. And obviously these are now going to be our elevators. So how exactly are we going to get the player to fall that many blocks and also be safe? Well, I thought what we'd do is use an old trick here where we can just use some waterlogging action. So if we fall down here now, fall nice and safe. And what's nice about this is we don't have to get slowed in the water, you know, it's fairly fluid, no pun intended. Then down at the bottom, of course, here, we're going to use the same trick with the stairs. This time we're going to be able to use quartz just because of the contrast on the wall there. If we look at the item frame and do a bit of that, we should, and this is a bit finicky, there we go. Item frame, invisible, there we go. Beautiful, that is our elevator system. So of course the way up is very easy. All we need is a water column like so. And of course we're going to need some birch fence gate action there. That is a hard sentence to say. But this is just going to go all the way up to the top until we reach the landing bay. Ooh, and we don't even have to dig this out. I forgot. Because our elevator shaft here is actually made out of sea lanterns. So it's just going to melt all the ice for us and make this super, super easy. We're going to use something like that Actually, a little oversight. We're going to need to change the position of this. Reason being is because the player will be pushed towards the top of the elevator here. And that will actually stop them getting out. So, we can't have any of that. But if we mine all the way down now, just making sure all of this turns into water, then it should become a nice bubble stream and send us all the way up to the top again. Quite a lot down here, but there we go. That sends us all the way to the top and into the elevator shaft here. Awesome. So now we've got a nice way down. Nice and quick. And, of course, a way back up to the surface. That, my friends, is awesome. So what's next then? Well, we need to actually work on the surrounding terrain here. You can see it's looking a bit worse for wear at the moment. Looks very much like I've just built it rather than actually integrating into the surroundings, like some of these other builds that we've got over here. So yes, that is exactly what we need to do. We need to integrate this into the surroundings. We need to expand the terrain, build some trees, and that will be it for the top part. And I'll probably have done that on stream by the time this video comes out. So if you were there, hi. So that is what we're going to do for the top. And then for the bottom, of course, we've got plenty to do. We need to get some more concrete here. I didn't finish this off. We also need some honeycomb blocks. We obviously need all the floor. We need to get the bees in place and also the flowers. And then, of course, we've got the hopper minecarts that go below to collect all of the dropped honey bottles and honeycomb. And then once that is all done, peeps, this will be one more complete build to my collection. So it is now a bit later on in the day, as you can see in the time on the top left. It's pretty late for me. I've just come back to the storage room after doing a bit of work around the bee farm, terraforming and such. Yeah, you can see it has been pumping out. I have been doing this whole time, been around the bee farm, and this thing has really paid off. So if we look up here for now, you can see we've started to get all of the terrain integration around us. This thing doesn't look like it's just been plonked anymore. Instead, it actually looks like it fits in. And this is probably the end result here. Once we get some trees around it, you know, we can hide the uglier parts of it. But if we just take a quick fly around it here, you can see we've got a lovely, lovely amount of decorations. It's not overdone, and you can see I've also expanded the terrain here. And I am planning to do more today. So going back down to here then, while I place these in, there is something that I really quickly wanted to address about this place. So of course, with the amount of honeycomb that I just got, the way this thing works is all of the honeycomb will end up in this shulker box here. This is known as a shulker box loader. Now how these work are, they will fill up, and until they are filled up, this shulker box will remain here. But what happens when this is full, is this will get destroyed. The full shulker box will make it through into this chest here, and a new shulker box will be placed ready to get filled. Except there was one fatal flaw that I realized. So because I was impatient, I broke the box while it wasn't full. This one made it through into here. However, this one, when I broke it, actually landed down here. Now this is pretty fatal flaw, because imagine I go AFK overnight, and this thing generates a full box of honeycomb for me. Imagine that full box of honeycomb lands down on the sand and then despawns in 5 minutes. Yeah, that's not a fun thing for me to imagine. So with a little fix like this, I should be able to guarantee that that doesn't happen. Now I did test that multiple times in a creative world, however, things on the server work a bit differently, as I explained earlier. With those 8 blocks of glass that are now in place, hopefully this thing should be a little less risky. But as I'm placing these in, I'm hoping you'll start to realize how gorgeous of a floor block this really is. But anyway, peeps, that is going to have to do it for today's episode. It's been a really good one, and I'm really happy we've got back into the swing of things. In the next episode, hopefully it should come out soon, but we are going to be working on an iron farm, because, as you've seen in the episode, we've been quite the scavenger. I've had to go to my shop, rob my shop of iron, and all sorts, so we are really in need of an iron farm, and we'll be doing that next time. But thank you all for watching. If you want to apply for the server, there is a link in the description. But other than that, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!